Pablo Escobar, often called the King of Cocaine, was one of the most notorious drug lords in history. His life was filled with incredible stories, some of which seem almost too wild to be true. Escobar built a multi-billion-dollar empire, controlled vast parts of Colombia, and left behind a legacy of crime, wealth, and controversy. His influence stretched across borders, shaping global drug trade policies and law enforcement strategies. Here are 17 fascinating facts about his life that you might not know. Immense wealth. At the peak of his power, Escobar's cartel supplied about 80% of the cocaine smuggled into the United States. His earnings were estimated at $420 million per week, making him one of the richest criminals in history. His fortune reached around $30 billion at its height, though much of it was lost over time due to law enforcement seizures, mismanagement, and his eventual downfall. Storage problems. Escobar's wealth was so immense that he reportedly spent $2,500 every month just on rubber bands to bundle his cash. The problem of storing money was so severe that vast amounts of it were hidden in warehouses, fields, and even underground. Some of his hidden caches have never been recovered, fueling speculation that large sums of money remain buried across Colombia. Money lost to rats. It's estimated that about 10% of Escobar's cash reserves were lost each year due to spoilage. Rats would chew through stacks of stored money, or the bills would be ruined by water damage and mold. This amounted to billions of dollars simply wasted. Despite this, his cartel continued to generate more money than could be effectively counted or managed. Burning cash for warmth. While hiding from authorities, Escobar reportedly burned $2 million in cash to keep his daughter warm. This story highlights the sheer volume of money he had at his disposal and the extreme circumstances he faced while evading capture. Despite his immense fortune, life on the run often forced him into unexpected situations where money became just another disposable resource. A private zoo and lavish estate. Escobar built Hacienda Nápoles, a massive estate that featured a private zoo with exotic animals, an airstrip, a Formula One racetrack, and luxurious mansions. This extravagant property became a symbol of his power and wealth. The estate has since been repurposed into a tourist attraction and theme park, though remnants of its infamous past remain visible. Pet hippos gone wild. Among his exotic pets were 4 hippos. After his death, they were left to roam freely, and over the years, their population grew. Today, Colombia faces an ecological problem due to these hippos, which are now considered an invasive species. Efforts to control their population have been controversial, as the animals have become both a tourist attraction and a potential danger to locals. The Robin Hood of Medellín. Despite his criminal activities, Escobar gained popularity among the poor in Medellín by funding housing projects, hospitals, and soccer fields. His charitable actions earned him the nickname Robin Hood among locals who benefited from his generosity. However, his so-called philanthropy was also a strategic move to gain public support and protection. Political aspirations. In 1982, Escobar was elected as an alternate member of Colombia's Congress. His political ambitions were part of his attempt to gain legitimacy, but his drug connections soon led to his expulsion from politics. This marked the beginning of his all-out war against the Colombian government as he sought to eliminate those who opposed him. His own luxury prison. To avoid extradition to the United States, Escobar struck a deal with Colombian authorities to be imprisoned in his own self-built facility, La Catedral. This so-called prison had a nightclub, a sauna, a waterfall, a soccer field, and luxury accommodations. He continued running his cartel from within its walls, conducting business as usual while enjoying a lavish lifestyle, escape, and the massive manhunt. When authorities attempted to move Escobar to a standard prison in 1992, he escaped, triggering one of the largest manhunts in history. The search for Escobar lasted 16 months, with Colombian forces working alongside U.S. intelligence agencies. His escape further escalated violence in Colombia, as rival cartels and law enforcement agencies sought to capture or kill him. Bounty on police officers. Escobar declared open war on the Colombian government, offering up to $300,000 for the killing of police officers. As a result, hundreds of officers lost their lives, further fueling the violence in Colombia during his reign. This strategy created a climate of fear and made it extremely dangerous for law enforcement personnel to operate in Medellín. Avianca Flight 203 bombing. In 1989, Escobar orchestrated the bombing of Avianca Flight 203, killing 107 people. His target was a presidential candidate, but the attack resulted in massive civilian casualties and international outrage. This act of terrorism was one of the key moments that turned public opinion further against him, prompting increased efforts to dismantle his organization. Creative smuggling methods. Escobar's cartel used various methods to smuggle cocaine into the United States, including submarines, hidden compartments in everyday objects, and even human couriers. This showcased the cartel's resourcefulness and ability to bypass even the most advanced law enforcement strategies. The sheer scale of his operations forced governments to rethink their anti-drug policies. Numerous affairs and controversies. Despite being married to Maria Victoria Henao, Pablo Escobar was notorious for his numerous affairs. Some reports suggest he engaged in relationships with underage girls, further tainting his legacy. His reckless behavior and sense of entitlement were evident not only in his criminal empire, but also in his personal life, where he showed little regard for morality, loyalty, or the consequences of his actions. A passion for soccer. Escobar was a huge football fan and invested heavily in the sport. He sponsored local teams, built stadiums, and even paid for promising young players to pursue their careers, hoping to gain influence over the sport in Colombia. Soccer was both a passion and a tool for him, as it helped him maintain his public image. Before cocaine, he was a smuggler. Before becoming the most powerful drug lord in the world, Escobar was involved in smuggling stereo equipment, selling stolen cars, and even stealing tombstones to resell. His early criminal activities laid the foundation for his future empire. His ambition and ruthlessness were evident long before he entered the cocaine trade. Death on a rooftop. On December 2nd, 1993, Pablo Escobar was tracked down and killed on a rooftop in Medellín during a shootout with Colombian National Police. His death marked the end of his reign, but did not eradicate the drug trade, which adapted and persisted. Some speculate that Escobar took his own life rather than face capture, though this remains debated. His influence left a lasting impact on Colombia, with both fear and admiration shaping his legacy. Despite his death, drug cartels continued evolving, maintaining their grip on the illegal drug market. In conclusion, Pablo Escobar's story remains one of the most fascinating and controversial in modern history. His ability to amass such immense power and wealth while also being responsible for untold violence makes him a figure of both fear and fascination. His life continues to inspire books, documentaries, and TV shows that attempt to unravel the complexities of his criminal empire. While he was a ruthless drug lord, his influence on Colombia and the world is undeniable. His story serves as both a cautionary tale and a lesson in how one person can shape an entire nation's history. Escobar's legacy, for better or worse, still lingers in the modern drug trade and the ongoing battle against narcotics worldwide. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to share it and subscribe for more content. Thank you.